commercial free for 1 solid hour. Birthday shout out for Maya, who is 7 years old today. I think that is super cool when kids listen with mom and dad on the radio, because kids come up to me all the time and say, my mom used to listen with me in the car, and we listened to War of the Roses, and she'd drop us off to school. Some of my best memories were listening to KDWB when I was a kid. I think that's really, really cool. Where can we watch this, Drake? Because we're all over on the streaming, on the webcams. It looks like a TV studio in here. Benjamin, you look great on camera.
Yeah, Benjamin.
You are.
They always say I have a face for radio.
Yes. So if you want to see what Benjamin looks like, we're all on. What platforms are we on, Drake?
Yeah, so we're on pretty much everything. You can watch us on Facebook, KDWB's Facebook, Dave Ryan Show's Facebook. We're on KDWB's YouTube and KDWB's Twitter as well.
We're on YouTube also?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew we had a YouTube. Did you know we had a YouTube?
Yeah. I'm trying to get us set up on Twitch and also the Dave Ryan Show YouTube as well. So we're like on everything.
Is there a crawl along the bottom of the screen that says "Happy Birthday, Benjamin and Tony"?
Anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Sorry.
Is your birthday? Wow.
Happy anniversary. Is that too much to ask?
No, I'll put it on there right now.
Okay, go ahead and put that on there right now. Let's get started with...
It's time to enter Benjamin's time machine.
Jim Taylor Laundry, tear down this wall.
I know it's tuna, but it says chicken.
I am your father.
Taking your kids to school.
Okay, Mr. Theatrical, how do we play the game? How does this work, Benjamin?
Well, the game is simple. You are trying to guess the year my time machine is landing in. So I'll say a big headline or a pop culture moment from the year, such as radio legend Benjamin shakes hands with Dan Rather.
Oh, wow.
And then you would buzz in with your name and say the year. So if you said 2017, you'd be correct.
That would be correct,
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody knows that. Radio legend Benjamin, yes.
Shakes hands with Dan Rather. But if you're wrong, you're out. And then the other two will get additional clues to identify the year. And the clues kind of go from harder to easier. So if you get it right on the first one, I'll give you 2 points because they're a little harder, okay?
Okay.
And and then after that year's been guessed, we'll jump to the next year and everyone's back in.
Cool.
We are ready.
Do it.
All right. Time machine jump to our first year. The most retweeted tweet in English is posted. Help me, please. A man needs his nugs. When was the most tweeted tweet of all time tweeted? No guesses?
Nobody wants to take a chance because you take a chance, you're wrong, you're out.
You're out. It's true. All right. Next hint. J-Lo and A-Rod go public with their relationship at the Met Gala.
Ooh.
There's only 3 hints.
We're all scared.
So you're all
Yeah,
scared.
I don't know.
All right. The last hint. One Direction's solo careers take off.
Oh, Drake.
Yes.
2011.
Later. Their solo careers take off.
Oh, solo.
Yeah, I was going to say that's okay. Jenny, 2015.
Later.
Dave, 2016.
No points. It was 2017.
Wait, what was the tweet? Who tweeted that?
A random person that said, help me, please, a man needs his nugs. And then, like, Wendy said, if you get enough tweets, then we'll give you a lifetime of nuggets. And it happened.
And it happened. I read
Okay.
that. Wow. That's
Got
crazy.
it.
Okay.
All right, time machine jump. John Carpenter becomes the first person to win $1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh. Dave,
Yes.
2002.
Earlier.
Oh, bold of you, Dave. I'm going to keep waiting for clues.
Napster launches.
Okay.
I got it now.
Yes. All right. Family Guy premieres.
Drake.
Yes.
99.
Yes.
Oh, really? I was wrong then.
I would
Okay.
have gone 98, so I'm
Point
glad I didn't
for
guess.
Drake. I feel like Drake's one of those people that would be like, oh my gosh, you're having questions from the 1900s.
And I also was going to say, you weren't even born yet.
Yeah.
How did you know
Good guess,
that?
though.
With Family Guy.
The only reason is because of Family Guy. I knew from watching Family Guy, the first season I remember seeing on Hulu or whatever I was watching on. I remember it seeing 99.
Okay,
So that's
got
the
it.
only reason I knew that.
Okay, Benjamin is hosting Time Machine. We are on the webcams on every platform. Facebook Live, Instagram Live, the Dave Ryan Show on YouTube. So all these different platforms, you can comment, you can like, you can criticize, whatever you want to do. And let's continue.
All right. Time machine jump. The Backstreet Boys released the Millennium album.
Dave,
Yes.
2000.
Earlier. Nintendo Game Boy got some color.
Jenny, 97.
Later.
Narrowing it down.
The final episode of Seinfeld airs.
Oh no. That's the last guess, right?
That is.
I'll just take a guess. 98.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it
Okay,
has
nice.
to be 98 because you just did 99. I'm so mad.
Good job.
Tricky.
Drake has 2 points. Dave and I have 0.
All right. Time machine jump. We all examined the footage to decide if Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine.
Jenny.
Ooh.
Yes.
2022.
Yeah.
Yes!
Jenny, nice.
I knew it was very recent, but I didn't know if it was going to be 2022 or 21.
And we didn't even have to get to the next clue, which is very perfect for this morning because my next clue was Aaron Carter dies. Rip. Time machine jump.
Yeah.
No time for morning.
No.
Kendall Jenner did that weird tone-deaf Pepsi protest ad.
Okay, I remember that one. She
Okay.
went up and handed everybody a Pepsi or a cup of Pepsi or
Yep.
something like that. Wasn't that long ago.
Jenny,
Yep.
2020.
Earlier.
It's okay. Strategizing 2019?
Earlier. So Drake gets up to these 2 hints if he wants them. Wonder Woman hits theaters.
God, I've got a couple of years in my head right now.
You get the second hint too. if you
Yeah,
want.
yeah,
All
give
right.
me
The
that
last
second
hint. Taylor Swift returns after a year off with Reputation.
Oh no. Oh no, and I wasn't paying attention. You said it was earlier than 27. No. Crap. 2019.
That's the
I
same
already
one
guessed
that
that,
did it.
yeah.
It was
God, I wasn't paying
2017.
attention.
It's
That's
Drake
rough.
is controlling all the buttons over there, and it's hard to pay attention and do that at the same time in his defense.
He's the director.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another time machine jump for Drake not to get. OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network, is founded.
Ooh, okay.
Nothing.
No, me neither.
Katie Couric steps down as anchor of the CBS Evening News.
Okay. Dave,
Yes.
2008.
Later.
Oh, I'm glad you went first. I definitely think it was later than that.
And last but not least, another weird coincidence that we're talking about this morning. We all welcome the single Friday by Rebecca Black into our ears.
Drake. 2011.
Yes.
I am being totally shut out.
Mm-hmm.
And you're directing the show as well.
Good job, Drake.
Wow.
Okay.
Time machine jump.
All right,
Okay,
let's go.
let's jump.
Guitar Hero was announced.
Oh crap.
Okay.
It was what? It was announced? Okay.
Okay. I can't take another chance.
Can't take another chance. It's
Can't
okay.
do it. Mm-mm.
Members of the Minnesota Vikings were accused of performing lewd acts on a boat cruise.
That was such a big story. Oh,
I have a range of years, but I don't know.
Guitar Hero.
I got 2 years. 3 years in my head right now.
It's going to be a fight to the finish then
Yeah.
with this third hint.
Dave,
Yeah.
Oh, Dave's going.
2006.
Earlier.
Okay.
I've got 2 years in my head then.
Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston divorce.
Jenny,
Drake. Oh.
Jenny?
2005.
Yes.
You're welcome, by the way, for me taking
I
a
know,
chance here
because-
and narrowing it down
Hey,
for
it's
y'all.
about strategy, baby. You gotta play
No, it's a
the
great
game
strategy. I
inside
know.
the game.
But I'm so far behind, I got to take chances. I got to take some risks. I got to go for the end zone.
You do.
Okay.
Jenny's that person that like lets the front line like medieval knights go off
Yeah.
to war first, then she
Yep.
goes and takes all the credit. It's
Exactly.
fine, it's fine. Time machine jump. Disney announces there will be a new Star Wars trilogy with an untitled episode 7.
Ooh.
At the time, untitled.
I know nothing about Star
Nothing.
Wars.
No.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
There's a good chance someone you know did a Harlem Shake dance video.
Oh man.
Jenny, I'm going for it.
Do it, Jenny.
2016.
Earlier.
Drake.
Yep.
Drake. It's 2015.
Earlier.
Oh,
You want the last hint? Dave?
Yes,
You get the
give me the last
for free.
hint for free.
Destiny's Child is reunited at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, boy. Not helpful. 2013.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm on the board. I did not get shut out.
Known that because I will never forget that Super Bowl halftime.
Could not have named the year.
Ah.
Wow. Lucky
Jenny's
guess.
like, this is why I lie in wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Time machine jump.
Wait, so Dave got a point, right?
Yep.
All right, Dave, you're on the board.
Yeah.
Woo, woo.
Drake and myself have 3. Dave has 1.
Oh, Dave, I'm so impressed. Okay. Time machine jump. Instagram starts.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Okay. Let that.
I'm going to be bold
Okay.
and take a chance
Oh,
here, okay?
okay.
Because I need the points on the board. 2015.
Earlier.
Dang it.
The world is introduced to minions for the first
Drake.
time.
It's not 2011.
You don't get to think
Or
it out.
2012.
Earlier.
Oh, way back. Okay.
Give me the clue.
Katy Perry releases the
Yeah.
iconic California Girls music video.
Is that the last clue?
Yep.
Okay. 2011.
Earlier.
Ah.
Oh, it was 2010.
Oh, wow.
It was
Gosh, I knew I
2010.
had
We were
Instagram
way
in
off.
college, but I couldn't remember how early it came out before I got it.
Yes.
Shoot. Okay.
Gee,
No
golly
score on that
gosh.
one.
No score
score.
on that one. Time machine jump.
Okay.
The first version of Wi-Fi is available for consumers.
Oh, boy. I
Nothing.
can't even remember a time before.
I know,
No.
exactly.
It was, dude.
Drake's like, it's probably the 1900s. The Lion King comes to Broadway.
Nothing.
Mm-mm.
And last one, Bill Clinton begins his second term as president.
Drake.
Drake,
96.
later.
97.
Correct.
Yeah, he was voted in
Oh,
96,
gosh,
inaugurated in
yeah.
97.
Correct.
Tricky question, though.
Time machine jump.
You got Dave has 2 points now. 3-3 with me and Drake.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you're all going to buzz in with this first one. Don't blush, boys, but this is the year Grindr launched.
Oh, boy.
Drake.
Drake?
Don't
Come
even look
on.
at me. Don't look at me.
Grinder was around way before. I feel like you probably wanted to be on it.
Yeah.
You questioned if your bae was cheating because Jason Derulo's What You Say came out.
Drake. It's
And you want it that way.
2011.
Earlier.
Ooh.
Why?
Well, because you did. You want the third hint?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Jersey Shore premieres.
Jenny,
Yes.
2009.
Yes.
Wow, Jenny. Lucky guess. Good
I was
for you.
in college, so there were Jersey Shore parties all the time. I knew it was either my my sophomore or junior year that it
That
came
is
out.
awesome. Good for you.
All right.
What's the score right now, Jenny?
I have 4. Drake has 3. Dave has 2. Or
Hey.
wait, does Drake have 3 or 4? Shoot, now I'm confused. You might have
Just
an
give me
extra.
3. I'm okay with
Okay,
that. I'll come
I have
back,
4.
baby.
Drake has 3. You have 2, Dave.
Okay.
All right. Time machine jump. KDWB's star party lineup includes Lil Jon, Charlie Puth, and Mike Posner.
Oh,
Okay. I
gosh.
remember that one so clearly. Mike Posner smelled so strong of weed.
Oh, Drake.
Yes.
Drake. 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You weren't even here. Did you went to that one, though, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
You just
I
guessed?
guessed that one because
Wow.
you went. I knew Charlie Puth wasn't going to be there when he was like popping in like 2011, and since Charlie Puth, and I was thinking I took a pill in Ibiza 2016 was the only reason I knew.
Wow.
Well, Drake, I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
You make a married man blush.
Drake just got 2 points, right? Because
Yes,
was
that was the first one.
Now he's
good
in the
job.
lead.
Yeah, he is.
We're in our final 3 time machine jumps.
Okay, let's
Okay.
do it.
Time machine jump. We teared up because the book The Fault in Our Stars is published.
Oh,
That
boy.
was a good one. Okay.
Nothing.
The itty bitty cutie of an iPad mini is introduced.
I don't know technology enough.
Okay. Not going to do it.
All right, last hint. We would all wait for the sexy lady part of the Gangnam Style song so we could
Drake.
sing along.
Jenny.
Drake first.
2013.
Earlier.
Jenny, 2012.
Yes.
Oh, Jenny, you jumped in before me. I was going to say that. I waited too long.
All right. Time machine jump. The Friends reunion special hits HBO.
Nobody.
Nobody. Right?
Mm-mm.
Meme alert. Bernie Sanders in a folding chair wearing mittens.
With the
Jenny,
mittens.
Yes.
2020.
Later.
2021.
Yes.
God.
Oh, wow. Yeah, wow.
Oh, and Drake, you really would have loved my third and final hint.
What was that?
Press releases everywhere announce Drake Webb joins the Dave Ryan in the Morning Show.
2020.
2021.
Yeah.
Drake has the point.
Yeah.
All right, it is our final time machine jump.
Ready.
Dave tweets, #puddin'.
Oh, Jenny.
Yeah.
2022.
Yes!
I remember it was during Think Fast, and you would not leave us alone. You kept calling someone Puddin', and you would not let the game go on. And I know it was in the last year.
I don't remember that.
All right, so
puddin'.
before we get to the final results, I think we do have to shout out the other two tweets.
Okay.
Yes.
Drake tweets, "I be feeling freaky deaky."
In 2022?
Yep, and Jenny
Wow,
tweets,
man.
"I might get canceled this morning."
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Oh, I wonder what I was talking about.
I can't believe you remember the puddin' story.
Oh, I
That is
do.
crazy.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, you did it. You did it like all day. You're like, pudding.
Yeah,
I did?
That's literally what you did. You kept jumping in, and we could not move on from things because you'd be like, Puddin'. Puddin'.
That's some good content right there.
So in third place, Jenny, who gets the puddin' prize?
That is Dave in third place today.
And in second place?
Drake.
And in first place, drumroll please.
Myself. Jenny won
Wow,
today.
nice job, Jenny. Good job.
Drake usually wins this, so I'm actually, this is a true honor.
GG.
Congratulations to my fellow contestants today, but I win.
May you please wear the crown of bragging rights for the next.
Enjoy
How
it,
does it
Jenny.
look like? How does it look on me? Thanks for giving it over to me, Drake. Does it
Yeah.
look nice and shiny, or is it full of Taco Bell hot sauce?
It's filled with a bunch of sauce, so get ready.
Thank you, Benjamin. That was delightful. Where can we go out and see you perform and host live in public?
This month's Benjamin and Tony Pop Culture Trivia is Survivor. So for all you Survivor fans out there, on Thursday, November 30th, we are hosting Survivor Trivia Night at the AC Hotel downtown, powered by Flip Phone Events.
My boyfriend needs to go to that because he's a huge Survivor fan.
What's so funny? That show is so back and big. It was big 20 years ago. We used to host KWB Survivor Nights, and now it's big again.
Now it's big again. So,
Yeah.
I mean, get ready for Immunity Idol questions,
Yes.
Redemption Island. Who
Oh my
knows what's going to happen?
God.
Yes.
You can find a link on my Instagram story at BenChaos_, because that's easy to remember.
Ben Chaos _ We always repost a lot of Ben's
Yeah,
stuff.
you'll
So
find
if you
it.
look at any of our Instagrams, like I have his reposted, you can see it from there.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Until next time, my friends.
Until
We will
next
see you
time.
soon.
Thank
I'm going to
you,
jump in my
Benjamin.
time machine.
All right.
I'm going to take this opportunity to say your boy Dave is hosting environmental trivia tonight at the Chanhassen Brewery from 7 o'clock for another an hour and a half or something like that. It's environmental trivia, like what's the state tree in Minnesota. It's all about the environment. It's thrown by the Environmental
It's
Commission.
going to be like my butterflies taste with their feet. Like that kind
Things
of
like that.
Exactly.
Exactly right. So we will
Wait,
see you
what?
there.
Uh-huh.
It's a
They
true
do?
story. Butterflies taste with their feet. People who went to school in Minnesota know this.
Well,
or
I
North
didn't.
Dakota.
North Dakota, or people that come to trivia tonight with Dave.
Come
There
to
you
trivia
go.
to environmental trivia tonight. Thank you, Benjamin. Let's do Dave's Dirt.
The Dave Ryan Show, 101.3 KDWB.
No, I am not going to lead the dirt with a Taylor Swift story this time.
Oh,
I'm going to lead the
fine.
dirt with a viral video that you've probably seen. It's been going around a week or so at least. A doctor is warning about not putting Christmas decorations where they don't belong. And here is the doctor.
So Target already has some of their Christmas decorations out, and I feel like I should stop for a moment as a doctor and give a small PSA. Do not put this where it doesn't belong. Do not put this where it doesn't belong. Do me a favor and don't put this where it doesn't belong. Or this, or even this little one. I don't care that this is ribbed. Do not put this where it doesn't belong. Not this. Don't even think about it. Not this. Definitely not. You'll get a splinter. Anyways, happy holidays. Stay safe out there. Don't put things where they don't belong. Please. There are things that belong there, not those.
Okay, that is kind of funny. And this is basically the Grammy Awards were not announced the other day. And so this is a Grammy nominee that won't stop talking or singing on a plane. It is Bobby Storm and a flight attendant. Why not? I won't play the whole thing. Here's a little bit.
Seatbelt signs off. It's not a disturbance.
Have a seat.
I am. I'm gonna have a seat. Oh, I just found out I'm up for 2 Grammys. My very first time, you guys. My name is Bobby Storm. I sing for the Lord, and my song is out. on all platforms. It's called We Can't Forget Them. I want to share this with you guys. I wanted to do it when I first got on the plane, but I haven't done this in a while, so...
Are you able to be quiet?
But they're enjoying it. So while we're sitting here, could I please...
I'm not enjoying it. So I'm asking you, can you be quiet?
Okay, well,
that's a yes or no answer, please.
Am I going to go to jail if I don't?
Can you please answer my question? Are you willing and able to be quiet right now?
I'm doing what the Lord is telling me to do.
Okay, I don't like her. I don't know anything about her, but what a diva. Nobody wants to hear you sing on the airplane. Now, if it was Katy Perry or Beyonce, yeah, start singing. But I'm sorry, Bobby Storm, don't know who you are. Wild ending last night of Monday Night Football, Broncos versus Bills. Here is the end of the game.
41-yard try for the win. Lutz, he missed it, but a flag is down.
12 men on defense, 5-yard penalty.
Wow.
Go fourth down.
And this will move the ball inside the 20, and it becomes a 36-yard game-winning field goal attempt by Will Lutz. Good snap, good hold, kick, perfect.
Wow.
And the Broncos have come to Buffalo, and they're going to leave with a win. 24-22.
Okay. And on the Today Show, it is a Good Burger reunion with Keenan and Cal. Let's check it out.
Immediately, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it was like no time had passed, and a lot of time had passed, but it was such a pleasure because probably that hiatus, like, you know what you miss when it's gone kind of thing. And man, it was just like such a pleasure to be working so much with my brother again. Like, this guy makes me laugh the most.
I love this clip. This is Minnesota is the least stressed state. Here's some people on a podcast talking about Minnesota.
We have the winner where the least stressed out people are in the country.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah. So Minnesota is the least stressed state. They experience the least amount of money and family-related stress. Also has the second highest average hours of sleep per night. That's Colorado. Utah is the number 2 spot. That state has the fewest average hours of work per week. It also has one of the lowest percentages of population living in poverty and has the lowest divorce rate. That's because of polygamy.
Minnesota, though, is shockingly a large number of Fortune 100 companies are in Minnesota.
Oh, Target.
DuPont. It's like you have a good career. Yeah, you can make a lot of money and the cost of living's low.
It's a good fit.
And, of course, Taylor Swift makes the dirt as well. She is asking fans not to throw things on stage during the show. She was actually playing at the piano the other day, and she kind of said, hey, do me a favor, and let's not throw things on the show, on the stage. She's basically saying, here's a quote, just because communication means having gentle, healthy boundaries, it really freaks me out when stuff gets thrown on the stage, because if it's on stage, then a dancer can trip on it. I love that you brought presents, and that's so nice, but just can you please not throw them on the stage? I love you so much. That has got to be a hard one to let fans know, but in a gentle way to please not do that. And she did some new songs for her Argentine fans that had never been played before in concert. I won't go over them, but you can, if you're really interested, you can look it up. Billie Eilish is featured on the cover of Variety's Power of Women issue. She sounds in the interview as if she lacks confidence. What? She said she's never felt desired or desirable. She spent years hiding under baggy clothes so as not to have her body scrutinized. She struggles with feeling feminine. She says, I identify as she, her, and things like that, but I have to convince myself that I'm a pretty girl. She said that she does confess to being attracted to women and their bodies. I love them as people. I'm physically attracted to them for real, but I'm also intimidated by their beauty. There's a song from Drake and Lil Yachty where he refers to, Lil Yachty is talking about Billie Eilish's boobs.
I let her go, she fine as hell, but baby wasn't stylish. She had big like Billie Eilish, but she couldn't sing.
She had big boobs like Billie Eilish, but she couldn't sing. What does Billie Eilish have to say about that? She doesn't mind. She says, hey, no, it's like, I think it's fun. I'm flattered. Yachty is my friend. Drake is my friend. It's a joke. I do have big boobs, and I love it. Let's get to
101.3 KDWB, The Dave Ryan Show.
Once in a while on group therapy, we have like a really lighthearted group therapy, kind of a fun one. This isn't like deathly serious, but it's definitely more serious than some of them. What is our caller's name, Jenny?
This is Becca.
Becca. Good morning, Becca.
Morning.
Thanks for being on group therapy. This is such a perfect question for our show because there are so many people who listen to the show that are in prime baby family raising years. They're like 20s up to 30s, and they're having babies. And a lot of people are wondering kind of the same thing you are, but I'll let you take it away, Becca. What's on your mind for group therapy today?
Yeah, kind of in a pickle and needed some advice because my husband and I, we recently welcomed our baby boy.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, we really couldn't be happier. But we've had some arguments over the topic of circumcision. And I personally lean towards our not having our son be circumcised. I think the decision should be his when he's older. But my husband strongly believes that circumcision is the way to go. We're kind of on different sides we really are on different sides for that. We've had some discussions about it, but we're kind of at an impasse. We both want what's best for our son, but we just can't really find common ground on the issue. So we figured, with this show, being able to talk about topics like this, we could maybe gain some insight and personal experience.
That's exactly what we can do. I mean, I can give you my personal experience. I've got two sons. They're both circumcised. It was never even a question. It was not even discussed. It was, I'm sure the doctor at some point said, do you want your boys circumcised? And we said, but I don't remember that conversation because it was so clearly a yes. Is there a trend now to not, because in our culture in America for many, many years, it has been a cultural norm to have boys circumcised, unless there was something that prevented that because of their religious or faith or whatever. But for the most part, boys in America are circumcised and you don't even think about it. And I think that, men that are circumcised are glad they are.
Uh-huh.
But then we don't know what it's like to not be circumcised.
Yeah.
But I know there's different processes with, hygiene and things like that and appearance and whatever. I don't know. I mean, it should be a boy's choice, but you're not going to make that choice a good choice until you're probably way older.
Yeah.
So is it a choice your mom and dad get to make for you?
That's very true. I think that I wouldn't say it's a trend nowadays, but I do think there's more conversations based on the fact that it's you're making that decision at such a young age as parents when it is his body, the boy's body. So maybe they should have the decision later in life what they want to do. But also isn't it pretty painful? Isn't it kind of a painful thing to do later in life?
Well, it is. That's what text messages say. This text message, by the way, Becca, I'm checking them out right now at KDWB1. Do not wait to circumcise your son. I am a nurse for babies. It will hurt 10 times worse the older he gets. One of the things that I've heard is that it is horrifically painful for a little baby that is just out of the womb, but they can't express it because they're little babies. Yes, they will shriek in agony, but then they get over it. But then I read something also that said they were a nurse or a doctor, and they said, you wait a little while because little newborn babies don't handle the anesthesia as well as a little older baby.
Okay, got it.
Let me read some text messages. This says trend now is 50-50 coming from a nurse who works with us. We have so many nurses that listen to the show, and we got people calling in already. This one says from somebody in Champlin, 80% of the world is not circumcised. When my son was born in 2020, I chose not to do it after doing research to have an educated opinion on the topic. Yourwholebaby.org is a great resource for those who are interested. Cookie says, I know in Germany they don't circumcise anyone. Let's find out what people have to say about this one, because we have a bunch of people on the phone who want to talk about this one. Basically, Lauren, she wants to know, they got a baby. Should she get the baby boy circumcised? Should the baby wait until they're older? They decide. Lauren from Stillwater, what do you think?
Yeah, I really didn't care either way. I kind of left it up to my husband, and his rationale was, I don't want to, if we don't get him circumcised, I don't want to have to try to explain to him why he's different than dad.
Okay. Or other boys.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like locker rooms and things like that.
I think that I don't know, but I think that most men that I know are happy they're circumcised because I think it just makes everything, it's just easier and it's more of the standard and the norm.
Yeah.
So I don't know anybody who's like circumcised and go, God, I wish I wasn't circumcised.
I have heard, though, that if you are not circumcised, it is like different feelings when it comes to like sexual relations.
If you're not circumcised, totally would get that. Jane in Plymouth, Becca wants to know, sure, her husband and her disagree on having their newborn baby circumcised. What do you think, Jane?
So here's what I know. When all three of my boys were born, we decided that they were perfect as they were, and we kept them intact. And throughout their childhood, each one of them made different choices for different reasons to get circumcised, and it was excruciating. We're talking days and days and days of pain and ointment and having to be nude, and the older that they are, the more painful it is. And one was almost in puberty, and it was kind of a mess, and they're all very, very grateful to be circumcised. So it was difficult.
I think the thing is, the nature puts so many nerve endings in that area.
Yeah.
It is loaded with nerve endings, so it's no surprise. But I've heard that babies, it is just agonizing, as painful as it is for your boy in puberty. It is just as agonizing for a little baby. But, it's kind of like when people used to get their cats declawed. It is horrible to get a cat declawed, according to most vets and cat owners and whatever. But the cat couldn't express how agonizing it was, so we did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying do it when they're younger or not, Jane?
I'm saying for our family, we thought we were doing what was best, and it turned out that each and every one of them couldn't retract well. One of them had a high sense of like bro code. So like all of his buddies looked different than he did. So he did it for different reasons. So there's all sorts of reasons. It's up to them. But boy, oh boy, in hindsight, I think I just wouldn't have put them through that later in life.
What age did they end up deciding to get it done then?
So wait, at what ages, or what was the question?
Yeah, at what age did they decide to get it done?
So two of them did it when they were 4 years apart. One was 6 and one was 10. And one waited till he was 12, and he was already in the midst of puberty. And that's like a whole nother conversation and potential complication to it. Plus, you don't know how it's going to heal. I haven't seen them, none of my children naked since they've had it done. Mm-hmm. I've asked them like, hey, are you happy with it? And they all seem to be pleased, but you never know what kind of
result they get. No, because different circumcisions can look different. I applaud you for admitting that you did not do what you maybe should have done. It's your choice, of course.
Definitely wanted to. Yeah. So I appreciate it, but we thought we were doing the right thing wholeheartedly.
I think we do. We do a lot of things in life where we think we're doing the right thing, and then later we go, maybe not. But there are going to be people who disagree. Jane, thank you very much. Ashley out in Buffalo. We're talking with Becca. Becca, are you still there? Becca? She might have hung up. Oh, you're still there. I want to make sure you're still there so you're absorbing all this. But that's okay if you're off listening to the radio, because there's a lot of people. Becca wrote in, and how old is your baby now? Is your baby like newborn? Are you still laying there in the hospital? Or are you like home for a week? Or how old is your baby boy now?
Oh, no, it was 2 weeks ago.
He was born 2 weeks ago. Okay. So you need to get it done, like I think they say in the first month or so.
Yeah, I think so.
If you're going to do it. Ashley out in Buffalo, what do you think? Her husband says yes. She says no. What do you think, Ashley? Ashley?
I say yes, do it. Me and my husband were kind of on the fence. I let him ultimately decide, but we both talked to the pediatrician and my doctor. And while they can't necessarily, they can't tell you to do it or not to do it, but they said the medical reasonings behind it. And they also ran me through the procedure before they did it. So at my hospital, I had him. They went through it all, told me exactly what they were doing. We could be there for the whole thing. We chose not to, but it was like 5 minutes. They gave him like a nook with a little bit of like a sugary coating on it. Mm-hmm. They don't put them out, but they just put that as a distraction. And he was completely fine after. I mean, he wasn't in pain or anything after.
And see, that's, I think, one of the things is that the pain level is just so intense. Let's talk to a guy who is actually he's got a story to tell. Bob, there's a parent who is talking about, her name's Becca. Her and her husband are discussing whether to get their newborn boy circumcised. Bob, what do you want to add to this conversation?
Well, I'm going to say get it done. Unless you're ready to be prepared to truly teach your teenage son who's going to want to have anything to do with it of how to keep it clean. My parents didn't do it. I'm sure plenty of men out there are saying that, that are not circumcised, that they were not taught of how to keep it clean, and it is a pain in the butt. Imagine women's UTI, and it's the same thing for men. So I can tell you, I've had plenty of embarrassing moments, as a teenager, where stench and what else, down there, and you're like, okay, what's going on? So even to date, even if it's as clean as you keep it, there's always that opportunity that something might happen. So I would say you got to do it, because if you're not prepared to have those conversations, you're done.
Bob, let me ask you a question. Have you ever considered, I don't know how old you are, but I'm going to guess you're probably like at least 30 or so. Have you ever considered going back and getting circumcised?
Never, never, especially after hearing how much painful it is now that you're older.
I know a guy who can do it. It's a bargain. It's the same guy that sells shrimp out of the van by the gas station.
Sign me up.
Okay. Bob, thanks for calling in. So what's our consensus? It goes back to 50-50.
I don't know. I wouldn't say 50-50. I think more people are leaning towards do it when they are young and a baby. That's what I'm hearing.
Let me read some text messages back. And we got so many phone calls on this one. This one said it is definitely not done without meds as a baby. We give lidocaine, sugar water. A lot of dogs use Tylenol prior to you, and they don't make noise at all. This text says 3 boys. First circumcised, but then got infected, done by an OBGYN. Second, we didn't, but then in puberty have an issue with foreskin, so we got that one done. It was very painful. Third is still intact, but he has had issues with looking and feeling different. If I had to do it all over again, I would have all 3, but have a urologist do it.
Yeah.
Circumcision started as a health concern. Cleaning the whole thing was a very important thing, or infections do occur. It is a lot more work. It also reduces STD transmission.
A lot of people have been texting and saying that America is the only place where circumcision is so common practice. Mm-hmm. It's not really like that in most parts of the world. And someone said specifically it's not necessary at all and can cause damage, and their fiance is uncircumcised. So that's interesting, because I don't know. I didn't know it was such an American culture thing.
Yeah, it is. And that's for some reason. Yeah, it definitely is. Just a couple of more. The medical rationale is to prevent cancer. Another one says, I got my first son circumcised. He still has issues with pain. It was very traumatic. I did not want to do that to my 2 other kids. And I work in a nursing home, and the complications of old men who were not circumcised, who have Alzheimer's and cannot take care of themselves, is not fun.
Drake said we should just pick up one more line.
Sure.
Line number 5. He said
line number 5. Then we'll wrap it up. Interesting conversation.
Yeah, seriously.
And it's one thing that you don't hear people talk about. It's kind of like when Fallon talked about hemorrhoids. People don't want to talk about hemorrhoids, but when she did bring it up, there were so many people who were like, I'm really glad you brought it up. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a thing. So many people in our audience that listen to the show, they're having babies. You got a little boy. Most people go without even thinking. But Becca, you and your husband have been kind of disagreeing. Last call we're going to do, Christian in New Brighton. Kristen, what did you want to say about all this?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. So I was just listening to all the conversation, and I'm kind of passionate about anti-circumcision. Actually, I'm a nurse. I have 3 boys myself. None of them are circumcised. And I'm kind of listening to everybody's talk, and I was hearing people saying in the beginning that 80% of the world isn't circumcised, and that's true. And most of the UK and Canada, it's not a common thing either. And so even when we're looking in the Western culture, but I always find it interesting when people say, oh, the cancer rates are less, or the UTI rates are less for boys who are circumcised, or the hygiene is more difficult. It's actually so simple for hygiene, and you don't retract the foreskin until it naturally retracts in puberty, and just using regular old, soap and water for the outside. But when we're talking about UTI rates, I think about women all the time and how we have, very high UTI rates in women, and we're not going around cutting off, parts of women's bodies to decrease those rates. We're kind of teaching women, okay, how to decrease that risk of getting the UTI, how to treat it. So I just find it to be a silly conversation in America to go, oh, we should cut off this little person's foreskin because it could prevent something else in the future. They just got here, just kind of let them be. And I just don't think it's super necessary when most of the world doesn't do it.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. That's why we open the phones for your opinion. So there's a lot of people who would agree with you, and there's a lot of people who would be like, see, I'm glad that I did. And I think that all the guys that I know, we don't sit around and talk about it. But if we were, I think every guy would say, yeah, I'm glad I did. I'm sure that little 5-hour-old Dave did not like being circumcised when I was like a little baby. But I'm glad that I did. It's made my life a whole lot more normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But do you feel like that? Like it's more normal because you're in America, or
100%? Yep.
I think because when you think about one of the callers said, well, she wanted him to look like her dad, or the dad was like, I don't want him to look different. I don't think that the child is looking at a dad's penis and going, oh, look, I have foreskin and you don't, or vice versa.
Never.
Wow, that's much bigger and hairier than mine, and what's that about?
But no, and that it is. That's a whole other story. The first time you see your dad naked, you're like, whoa, God.
Wait a second, where's this conversation going?
What the hell is that, Dad? What is that? Hey,
I have to say, my teenage boys never talk about the locker room and comparing, penises. So,
I'll be honest with you. Boys don't really get naked in the locker room like they used to.
No,
I
they
really don't. There's so much more privacy and respect with boys in locker room. Back when I was in junior high, you had to take naked showers with other boys in the locker room.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do that as girls too?
Yes, I remember. And I hated it.
Scout camp.
Yeah. But now they don't make you do that because they realize that some kids, they don't want to get naked around other kids. But let's be honest, and you know where I'm going with this one. I'm going to try to keep it delicate. There will be things your boys see online when they get to be about 18 or so, and they'll start comparing. So, that is the truth. And then if that's what a girl is used to, when a girl in America is used to hooking up with a guy and taking out the equipment and going, wow, that sure looks different.
But again, now we're looking at a different generation than, you're a little older than me. I'm in my 40s, but the same kind of thing. Our generation, maybe that was more normal, but now we're looking at a 50-50 rate. So it's not as a big deal,
You know what? And that's true. Hey, really interesting discussion. This went way longer than I thought it would, but thank you. Becca, are you bored silly yet?
No, it's interesting to hear everybody's perspective.
Definitely is. I really appreciate that one. Hey, thank you, Kristen. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye. Becca, I'll let you go. I know you got stuff to do.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good day. Let's give away Jonas Brothers tickets. We got stuff to do, Jenny. Quit screwing around. Okay, Jonas Brothers tickets right now. Here we go. One of these is missing. It is the threesome with a missing third. I will give you two. You give me the third. Are you ready? B. L. What's missing? You get it, Jenny?
I do know this one.
B.
Yeah.
L. What's missing? Last hour we did what's missing: red, green,